2, 1. Welcome to PPR Podcast number 205. My name is Paul Rudy, but the star of the podcast, star of everything that we're just in his orbit, Mr. Burt Grossman. Burt, former NFLer, picked 8th in the 89 draft overall. Now is the captain of the PPR, also co-host of the show, and the president of the San Diego Strike Force. And Burt, this young man that we're about, it's his second time in the podcast, but boy, did he make the selection committee of the voters of the Prep Picks report look good.
Yes, he did. Absolutely made us look good, which is rare for us because it's hard.
Normally at this time of year, we are trying to defend our choices, and people are upset about who went home with the trophy. We haven't gotten one call because may come appear inside that little magic window. There is the 2024 Silver Pigskin Player of the Year and state champion quarterback, Mr. Akili Smith Jr., back for his second go-around. Young man, I know we're catching you on your way to class. We appreciate you pulling over to the side of the road to talk with us for about 20 minutes, okay?
Yes, sir. Appreciate you having me.
Hey, congratulations. How does it feel to be a state champion?
It feels great. Our team put a lot of effort into just making it this far. Coach Carter, Coach Dunn, making sure that we're taking the necessary precautions to get to this point. So it's just a blessing to be a part of this team and be a state champion.
To tell you how good you are, Akili, this is about our 200th show. He's the first guest you didn't let me introduce in 200 shows. That's how much you like him.
Wow. All right,
just so you know.
So introduce him.
No, it's too late.
No, come on. Do it again.
I have too many questions.
Okay.
First, is that what kind of car are you driving, Akili?
This is a 2011 Kia Sorento, so I bought it for my first car at 17, so it was just a blessing to be able to buy it.
Nice. I was on Good Morning San Diego with Paul earlier, and we're talking about, obviously, it's well documented, all of the hurdles you guys had to face this year. No field, the meetings, no weight rooms, playing wherever you could play, playing out of state. And to me, I think if you guys wouldn't have lost that open game last year, you wouldn't have been driven. I mean, didn't that have a lot to do with this whole team's drive? I mean, this team was just incredible with the adversity, but it was almost like that game was a blessing that fueled you into the state championship this year.
Oh yeah, for sure. Our guys have been committed to the cause ever since that game, ever since that day. Everyone's been fired up because of that. Losing on the 1 yard line is like one of the worst ways to lose. So definitely Coach Carter and everyone always put fire in our butts to just remember that moment and not ever let it happen again.
Which is a testament, because that would break a lot of teams, a lot of staffs, a lot of infighting, and you guys just turned around and turned into a state title. I mean, it's beyond impressive, to be honest with you, especially at the high school level, because you know how things go.
Yes, sir. Yep.
So to follow up on that, because we had this conversation with Coach Dunn and Coach Jones, also on Good Morning San Diego. Is this now, did you quarterback the greatest team in San Diego? You had two losses, right?
Yeah.
2 losses. So there are teams that have went undefeated and won state titles.
But not with that schedule.
But there's no team that played your schedule and dealt with your adversity and went home with the big trophy. I mean, to me, that puts you in any conversation of the greatest team in San Diego history. Am I exaggerating? They at least have to be discussed, right?
Yeah, I mean, some people say Morris in the 90s had that great team, but, didn't have the schedule, different style of football.
Yeah.
Cathedral, a few years ago. Don't get mad, Akili, but I think 2023 team was better than this team, but don't get mad. But the difference with this team is it wasn't just one guy. I mean, it was usually Roderick or Josiah, but it was kind of like everybody on this team stepped up.
Well, why don't we let the quarterback answer the question? Now, you're inside the huddle. Greatest team? Are you guys the greatest team ever?
Man, I feel like we're in the conversation. We have a lot of great players and great individuals being a part of this team. And yeah, I feel like we can definitely be a part of that conversation for sure.
All right, next question you got to answer on the spot. Since we're talking about greatest ever, who's a better high school quarterback, you or your dad?
Oh yeah, me for sure. Me for sure. I think I'm further on ahead than he had because of obviously having him as a resource. He didn't have that as a resource when he was in high school. So it's definitely a blessing to have him in my corner.
Now, if he was in the passenger seat, would you still say that?
Yeah, I think he would agree with me for sure too. I think he would definitely agree.
It was a bit, I'm gonna stick up for your dad here. He was ahead of his time. I mean, those quarterbacks is basically the standard now for football, but he was kind of ahead of his time, so there was no resources. You couldn't go to anybody. People wouldn't even accept it. They were always trying to change you and make you something else. And now kind of that's the prototype of a quarterback. So he didn't have the same resources you had.
Yeah, for sure.
So we're going to let him go on that.
Hey, on your phone, do you have pictures of your dad from his playing days at all?
I think I have a couple. I think I have one of him like staring down Pat Tillman versus Arizona State, I think. Arizona State. And then I have like a couple more of him in his Oregon gear.
Because you got my cell phone, send me those pictures because I want to use it for this podcast, okay?
Okay,
so
for sure.
while
Right
you're
now?
sitting around in class, just early, because I'm going to do this today, so send it to me today. All right, young man, and just like that, it's over. I mean, you're headed to Eugene when?
December 26th.
So, dude, in about 3 weeks, I mean, you have to. I want to use a better word than flush, but you have to put it all behind you, and now everything is about the road ahead. Is it not?
Yes, sir. Most definitely. I'm just trying to get ready for my next step in my development. It's going to be great to be a part of the Oregon football team and staff, and just be a part of that organization. Hopefully, I can get to the next level and make sure that I can take care of my families, and future generations of my family. So that's just the next step in my life.
Let me ask you a dumb question. Are they aware of the fact that you're a state champion? Does anybody from Oregon call you and say, "Hey, we heard about the game," or "We watched the game," or are they so wrapped up on what they're doing right now they don't have time to show love to you?
No, yeah, they the first thing they did, that was the first text I got. Coach Dan Lanning, Coach Stein, and Jake Kaneda all texted me, "Congrats on the state championship." They sent like my run where I ran the guy over, and they were just like, "Wow, that's a big hit. Congrats," and everything. So it was great.
Aren't you playing in the Army Navy All-Star game though?
Yep, I'll be there. I think I leave on Wednesday.
Oh, so you go right to there, and then you go right to Eugene after that?
Yep, for sure.
Man, you got a busy schedule.
So do you have any academic requirements left at Lincoln for you? I mean, or are you pretty much school over for you?
No, yeah, school's over. I got my final grades last week, and then all I have to do is turn in all my books and everything and just make sure that I have everything back to the school. So. All
right, I don't want to sound like a sissy in front of you. I would be scared right now. I mean, here you are, you're the big hornet on campus, and now you're about to become a little duck on. Well, I suppose you're a big duck on campus. You do you tower over everybody. But, I mean, it's a whole, your world is going to turn upside down. I mean, suddenly, I guess you know your way around Eugene pretty well, right?
Yes, sir. I've been there many times.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not like you're not going to know where the library is, but still, you know what I'm talking. Do you understand where I'm going with the question that life, suddenly now you're just another one of the guys. You're not the guy.
No, yeah, it's definitely going to change. My world is definitely going to flip upside down. So it's not like I've not been here before. Freshman year was the same for me. I moved from my old middle school to like a different area. So I had to make a whole bunch of new friends and everything. So I'm pretty used to making a whole bunch of new friends and everyone getting acclimated to my new areas and everything. So I feel like I'll be fine.
All right, so we're old, so when we played it was totally different. You couldn't go till after summer. So you go December 26th, are you allowed to practice with a team getting ready for a national championship, or you just have to watch?
No, yeah, so I'll be on practice squad. I'll be helping them out, giving them scout looks and everything. So I'll be a part of the team.
Dude, how exciting.
Well, I got one more follow-up.
Yeah, sure.
So you'll be part of the team, part of the scouts team. So if they win the national championship in a month, you might have a state championship ring and a national championship ring?
Yes, sir, for sure.
Goodness gracious. We're losers.
That's the weirdness of football in 2024. I mean, you'll have because you'll get if you're on the practice squad, you'll get a ring, won't you?
I'm not 100% sure, but I think so.
I think you do. You know what's crazy? Because most people get a state championship ring and they wear that for the rest of their life. But if you get a national championship ring like 3 weeks later, do you ever even wear the state championship ring?
I think I would wear the state championship ring because that's one I worked for and actually played in the game and everything. So I think I would definitely like wear that over the national championship ring. But,
No, you will not.
You know, it wouldn't hurt to wear that national championship ring for sure.
You will not. You'll be sporting that national championship ring, trust me.
Well, let me ask you this question, because walk me through the depth chart there in Eugene as far as when you, all right, so this is not the year, but next year, next fall, you're battling for playing time. Where do you fit into their vision? What have they told you about, what string are you?
No, yeah, so they haven't told me anything about strings. They just want me to come in, compete, do my best, make sure that I'm taking necessary precautions so that I can just see time on the playing field. So if the time comes where I'm seeing time on the playing field, then it'll be a blessing. But if I don't, I know my time will come. So
how many quarterbacks do they have there?
I think they have 3, and then with me coming on, it'll be 5 with Jaren as well. So you, and now, I mean, I know you guys are teammates, and I know you have to say the right things, but are you also constantly measuring up? I mean, how many guys stand as tall as you? How many guys have the ability to escape like you? How many guys have I mean, you have a missile for an arm. So, I mean, you have the tools to compete, but are they all Akili Smith Jr. good? No, yeah, I feel like all of them have a lot of great talents. They can all sling the ball. They can make reads. And yeah, it's gonna be fun competing. I feel like it's gonna come down to whoever's more committed to the cause.
So I know this is early, you haven't even got there yet, but I mean, it's changed so much, college football with the transfer portal. We just saw Danny O'Neal leave San Diego State. There's not a lot of quarterbacks. Julian Sayin left after a year. Do you feel like that's kind of the norm, like a year or two in, if you just jump somewhere else, or is it kind of like you see yourself being a Duck forever because your dad was a Duck forever, and it's kind of a legacy thing?
No, yeah, if I need to make a decision where I need to get to a better situation and stuff's just not working out, then yeah, I need to do that. I feel like that's just the normal now in this day and age of football, where you have to make the best decision for yourself. So I feel like definitely.
Interesting.
Might see him at San Diego State one of these days.
Well, no, you know what I want him to do? Because here's the deal, kid. You've been so good to me over the years and been so available. I want you to have the biggest you and Julian to have the biggest collegiate careers possible, because I want to know that I can do a podcast with somebody on the spur of the moment that might be playing in a national title game who's going to feel obligated to answer the phone.
Yes, sir, most definitely.
I mean, you're not going to big time us, right? I mean, you're going to remember us little guys.
No, yeah, for sure. I'll always remember my roots. It's a blessing to have everyone that's taken care of me for this whole entire time that I've been in San Diego. So definitely never going to forget about this whole entire thing.
Because I have one thing that I still have to give you. Tomorrow I'm picking up. You have the big trophy right now, and you keep that till August 1st, and then it comes back to us. But we have a small miniature traveling trophy that has your name on it that I'm picking up tomorrow. And do I drop it off at school so it gets to you? That you could take to your dorm.
Oh yeah, for sure. Dropping it off at school would be perfect. But right, yeah, that's crazy.
Well, then I'll do that. And I better read on your bio at Oregon that you were the 2024 Silver Pigskin Player of the Year. That better be in the bio, son.
For sure. I'll definitely tell him to put it on there.
All right, since Paul never played college football, I'm going to help you out. Do not bring any high school trophies to your college team. Don't wear your Letterman's jacket. Don't do any of that stuff. You're going to get clowned. I'm just telling you.
Most definitely.
Has anybody ever declined to give the trophy back to you?
No. Everybody, now we've gotten it back in pretty bad condition. Where is the trophy right now? Is it at home or at school?
Yeah, it's right at home on my kitchen table.
But remember, it has to come back August 1st, or otherwise I have to pay for that.
For sure.
That's a $700 trophy that now, because of the refitting of the platinum, it's almost $2,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So I bring up San Diego State because I'm selfish, unlike you. I like to see for myself. 3 years ago, I think I texted your dad, hey, when's Akili going to move here so I can watch him play? This is when you were in Temecula. And he just laughed at me, and then you moved here, and I got to watch you play. So I have some preface here till, the San Diego State, just so you know. So how did that happen? Temecula, and all of a sudden you get to Lincoln. I know you moved, but.
Yeah, so my situation, it was just not looking good for my old school. We didn't have any linemen coming back. We didn't have any, seniors coming back. So definitely had to get myself in a better situation, and Lincoln was the spot.
And that was, because I remember, sophomore year, you threw for 2,800 yards or something, didn't you?
No, yeah.
There, yeah. See, I follow people everywhere.
Well, yeah.
You didn't even know he existed until he got here.
No, I didn't. All right, tell people why they call you KJ.
So my name is Kabisa. My first name is Kabisa Akili, so I'm just Kabisa Jr., so KJ would be the name.
Wait, so your dad's name's Kabisa?
Yep.
Oh, you didn't need to tell me that. I'm going to start referring to him as Kabisa now. I'm changing my contact to Kabisa.
Hey, is this a dumb question now to ask? I mean, the way the game has changed, do you even have to go to school at Oregon? I mean, how does that work?
Yeah, I think I have to take a couple classes. I have to get a certain amount of credits to be eligible to play or practice on the squad. So I think I do have to take a couple classes for sure.
Is that something that even interests you? I know you're a football guy, but does the academic side of this factor into your day-to-day in any way?
Yeah, for sure. I want to be a business major, get my sports business degree, or what's it called, whatever it is called. So I can just elevate my stock off of that and just make sure that I can make my own businesses and stuff like that later on using my football to project that.
Is it different now? Again, we're old, so when we went to school, you actually had to go to classroom with everybody else. There was no online. Is it mostly just online for athletes now, or they actually have to go sit in classes?
Yeah, there's a bunch of classes online that you can take. But I'm more of a hands-on guy. I like to go in the classroom, learn from a teacher, write down notes and all that stuff. So I'm definitely going to be in the classroom for sure.
See the girls that are in the classroom.
I mean, let's face it.
You just say the real reason. You don't want to see the teacher. See the girls.
I'm
in college. Yeah. Hands on.
Akili, oh God, how do I don't want to be barbaric here. At what point does NIL money start factoring into this conversation? I mean, is it too early to have that conversation, or is that conversation already had before you commit to the school?
Yeah, I feel like the conversation was already had. They talked to me specifically about where I'm headed and everything that's going to come to me. So it's definitely a blessing to have that aspect of college football here.
Isn't it starting next year too? They have to give everybody a base salary through the university.
Ask the kid who's going to college.
Yeah, isn't that next year?
I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I thought it was 25 or following year.
I'm uncomfortable having that conversation with someone you should not be worried about dollars and cents. And I know that's easy for me.
No, you know why we don't like to have that conversation? Because we played, that was taboo. You get thrown out of college football. So we still think that. But now it's just a part of it.
I think it's more about a life-shaping experience. I mean, if you're good, the money is going to find you either at the collegiate level or at the professional level. You're not going to have to want for that. But to me, right now, you should be more concerned about having a good life experience. Is that?
Yes, sir, for sure.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why is that Pollyannish? I think college,
I don't even know what Pollyannish means.
Well, why is that being, not out of reality? I think college is such a special time. You're only young and it's talented. I mean, believe it or not, you're going to get old too. You're going to look just as slow and ugly as we are right now one day. So why not appreciate your moment in the sun as best you can and let the money take care of itself? If you focus too much on the money, I think it spoils the experience.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. Definitely going to be super excited about the experience. It's a whole new area, whole new people, and a whole new opportunity. So I'm definitely going to be focusing on the new opportunity.
All right. Well, we're hitting the 20-minute.
I got one more question.
Sure.
Well, I already know the answer, but I'm going to give it anyway.
Okay.
So I always asked, and I'm going to give your answer, which I think I can, and then you tell me if I'm right. I always ask your best high school moment and your worst high school football moment. Your worst has to be Open Championship last year. Your best has to be State Championship this year, right?
Yep, exactly. I was just about to say that.
You're the only one I can answer actually correct, without a doubt.
You know what? But do you sit and think somehow, like we might not even be having this conversation if not for a couple plays. 3 that come to mind that I think I witnessed was Nico's play at the goal line. If that doesn't happen, who knows if you beat Mission Hills. You certainly don't win the game if that kid doesn't catch the ball on his back in the end zone on a 4th and 12 play that almost got intercepted. You probably don't win that game and you're not a state champion. And then the corner throw about 5 minutes later that was pretty as a picture, maybe you don't win that game if not for that play. Isn't it? Do you ever sit and think, wow, it really is a game of inches and it could have just as easily gone the other way?
No, yeah, for sure. After the game, I was talking about the football gods. They've been on our side all the playoffs. So it's just a blessing to have those entities on our side and just making sure that we're getting to the next level.
All right. Hey, young man, thank you for pulling off to the side of the road. The conversation is over. Please, I need pictures of you and your dad together and you or your dad playing. Just send me 2 or 3 pictures, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
As quickly as you can. I want you to be safe. Have a great Christmas. I'll drop that little trophy off at school. You can use it for a doorstop if you want. And unfortunately, you're going to be hearing from me again. I wish I could tell you you're never going to have to deal with me again, but we both know that's not true.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
All right, Akili Smith Jr., PPR Podcast number 205 is over.